Hey there, friends. This is Ayesha at Youngspapercreations. I am about to get some book corners onto a cover for a journal that I have going out shortly in the mail in a few days. I wanted my customer to be able to uh, choose the covers. I don't always do this, but she is getting this for a friend, and I sometimes do things that I don't always do. So I thought, why don't I just give her three options for the covers? And I've gone ahead already and put on the corners for this one. So this is what the journal will look like. The journal, the outside cover anyways. I've already finished the insides. So it's just a matter of her choosing, and then I will get started. So these two are finished, and I'm really liking this. She wanted something, she said her friend likes soft covers. So she said, soft pink, some lavender, and light blue. And what I want to tell the world, and you journal makers, you know as well as I do, that soft colors are seldom in large quantities when you're looking to purchase your papers to create your journals. They're not plentiful out there. That's why when you see some of the prices for the journals, they're crazy, because we have to hunt down uh, varied papers. So sometimes we have them and sometimes we don't. So the colors that my customer requested are not in large quantities. So I was happy that I was able to dig around and found a lovely set of selections, but primarily the colors are not so light. This is the perfect time actually to start looking to purchase papers, because it's Easter, and in Easter we have a little bit more coming out uh, for the season. So I have to see what I can find in the stores, and papers are not that cheap these days. So I'm so excited to have this selection. So I wanted to bring you guys along and put on the last four corners for this cover, because I've completed the other two. So what do we need? I like using a glue just to put a little at the corners, and this here I just got on to using the art glitter glue. I paid $9.99 for this little bottle, but it works great. I still do have easier access and prefer the 3-in-1 and the fiber tack, but what's lovely about this is that you're able to purchase a tip for it. If you go to certain stores, you can order the tips or you can send away for it, but I was able to get it at the same time. It is so nice and small, allowing you to use just a strand, sliver of glue, rather than using a whole lot and finishing your glue. And then later on, you could even refill this, and I'm going to refill it with whatever glue I have so that I can just have access to the tip. So that's just a tip for me. And then I'm going to need this flat nose plier. Well, it's like a round flat. Um, it's round at the base if you've got your wires, but also flat on the inside, because I'm going to use it to squeeze my book corners together. Okay, let's get started. So very simple, and I hope I'm in frame the whole time I'm yapping here. I just like putting a little bit there, just in the event that anything happens. I want to know that my book corners are very secure. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over now so that I can see what I'm doing. And you could put the glue on the inside as well. I just like putting it on the outside because there's a flat surface for it to hold on to. And then I like to make sure that I get the corners to squeeze. If not, you can have a little perturbing feel at the sides, and that's not good. So, or protruding. I don't even know how to say that properly. But that's just like the corner sticking out. You don't want that. You want to make sure you get it down. Protruding. Okay, so I'm going to hit the other corner now. Make sure that I push it in slightly as I squeeze it down. And then you want to flatten the center. And voila. You've got your book corners. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this other one. I see some strands of thread. I want to cut those off. Put a little glue, just a little. Make sure it hugs the corner. Now I'm going to turn it over. And again, repeat by pressing in as I press down. Pressing in as I press down. And there I have my corner. There you have it. So I'm going to go on and do the other two corners. And we'll finish up. And this just gives your journals a more finished look, professional. It takes hours to create journals. People have no idea. The wonderful thing about creating handmade journals is that I look at it as a double whammy, because it is awfully therapeutic. It is so therapeutic, it's not funny. It's a great stress buster. And if you do the research, you'll find how wonderful it is for both young and old. And when I started creating my handmade journals and showcasing them on YouTube, I found the community of journal makers and crafters to be anywhere up to their 90s and 80s and 70s, you know, and under. So, and a lot of empty nesters and, you know, retirees. It's a great way to not only build friendships in person and online, but it's so therapeutic a process. So we need to get more people involved in this paper crafting community, because it's very healing. Whether you're painting, drawing, creating journals, it is a fabulous opportunity. So I just totally love it. Okay, so here are my 3 covers. Let me put them one at a time, make sure they're in frame. Let me see if I could check the frame and make it a little smaller. I don't know if I can make it that small right now, but I hope you could see well. Here is the first one. That's the front. That's the back. It's a bit windy outside. Here is the second one. I like very much that this lovely lady is at the end here. And that's the back. And lastly, if you can see clearly, there's a hit of light green, and all the colors, the light colors are embedded in there. Just absolutely beautiful. Very elegant this is. This is the more flamboyant of them all. And then we have this lovely one in the center. All right. So I want to thank you all very much. Should you be looking to get your hand on on one of my journals, all of my information will be listed below. My name is Ayesha, and feel free to contact me. I'm located in Toronto, Ontario. Uh, my journals, my softcover journals, they start off at $25 each, and postage will be added on to the $25, and I can have them in the mail for you within a few days, depending on if you want one to be specifically made, or you can have access to some that I've already I always have in store journals ready to be shipped out, and just a few personalization will be needed. So for example, here I have this lovely journal. This one is a little bit smaller in size. The work and the pricing is the same because the journey is the same. It's just the size of the paper. So this one is already finished and ready. All I would need to do is to embellish the front. And this particular journal is uh, this one is 8.5 by 5.25. These ones are 10.5 by 5.5. So the pricing are all the same. It's just that when I sit down to do it, I sometimes choose smaller papers, and actually these are even more work. Why? Because I have to cut precious large papers to get it. But sometimes individuals like these because it's so easy to just stick into a small compartment of their bags or somewhere like that, and it is still full of loveliness. Uh, these ones you would have to have, you know, access to a little larger of a bag, but it also feels like a purse in your hands. So it depends on your liking. The pricing are the same because the time and the papers and everything, it takes hours to create these guys. um, but it's a privilege for me. These are not sold all over in Canada, and more people need to get their hands on these journals. They are full of vintage papers that are, sought out all over, wallpaper sample sheets. So that it's a lot of work, but love, 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 love. This one is still to be decorated, and so these are the three. The protectors for the corners are on, and now I have to do the insides. God bless and keep you guys. Thank you for the journey. Take care. Bye bye.